In this course, the first module going to be embedded system basics. So as an embedded engineer, even for testers, this is applicable. But thing is, they don't just teach them when you join as an embedded tester. They won't explain you this is how it is, the concept of embedded system. They will directly use you in the job. While you are doing the job, over a period of time, you will learn them one by one. That is how the industry works. There is no proper KT sessions. That should happen for every engineer who join either a testing domain or a development domain. They should know the concept of embedded system very clearly. That is required. But what happens in the industry is they assume that, otherwise they expect you to have that before you join the office. Right, but everyone will not have that one. If this gap makes the difference in the deliverable, the quality of deliverable that every engineer does right now. So it is good to have thorough knowledge of embedded system before you start your work, right? Before you start programming for an embedded system. So we will address that in this module one by one from the basics, and then we'll go for writing programs. Right. In that, very first thing is, what is embedded C? Right. You may have different understanding. I want to know what is your understanding. Maybe you can give your understanding about what is embedded C.
Mostly embedded C will be working with controllers and peripherals, designing the how to use the hardware. Most of the programming languages are based on web point of view, those point of in C program we will be working with web related, but embedded C will be dealing with hardware.
Actually, let me tell you the truth. Even in these OS programming, Unix, Linux, these OS are written using C programming only. And then we have a database management system, Sybase. Sybase is one, and then in my knowledge, so those are written using. There are famous DBMS, database management system. Those were also written using C programming language only. Then what is the difference between the C programming that is used in the computer and C programming that is used in microcontroller? Right. C programming that we use in computers, right? They have some additional intermediate layer developed. Example, you have Windows OS above your actual motherboard, computer motherboard you have, no? In that you have your OS, which take care of many things: input output management, memory management, process management. All those things were taken care by that OS. Then using C programming, you may be designing a client that is interacting with the OS and get the job done. You may create a database client which get the records. That one has an intermediary layer before the C programming touches the hardware. We have an intermediate program. It may be an OS, it may be an RDBMS. It does many jobs for us, right? So the C programming that we use in personal computer, it's not doing a big yes, we can use it for programming web. That we can do. We can do a socket programming and can do internet transactions, everything possible. But the thing is, the C is not responsible for everything. There are certain pre-written software those were available in between the program that you write and then the hardware that we have in the PC. Those programs does many jobs for us. Right. When it comes to this microcontroller based embedded system, these embedded systems are a mini computers. Every micro embedded system is a computer. Maybe this computer has limited resources. It does not have OS. You need not have the OS in every embedded system. It doesn't require. We need not have the RDBMS in every embedded system. A database management system, not required. Server, not required. So, embedded system is a mini microcomputer which has a limited resource. So, your intermediary layer that I discussed, that's OS or RDBMS, that is absent. So, without that intermediary layer, C program is directly talking with hardwares. If you use C programming for that, then that is called as embedded C. Right. Then here is some of the simple example about embedded system that has electronic hardware with a software tightly coupled together, which means that there is no an intermediary one. There is no OS. There is no web server. There is no browser client. Those things were not there. Language is directly the machine instructions that he develops, right? A programmer develops, right? That directly executed in the hardware. That is not possible in the PC. You cannot write a C program, simply you can run it in the motherboard of the PC. No, not possible. You mandatorily should have some sort of intermediary software like bootloader and other stuffs are there. OS and other stuffs are there. Without that, you cannot run. But to run a program that is written by a developer using C programming directly in the hardware, you need some sort of tailored architecture. A memory location there to store that program. That program should start when you connect the power automatically. When there is an external interrupt given to that program, it should respond to that. If it is received some sort of information signals, it should respond to it. In that way, that hardware should have a tailored architecture. If it has that, then the program that we write in C programming will work in that hardware. We need to have some sort of flow to make the system to work. It is not that much easy as we do programming in a PC, where we run the program in PC, we write the program in PC and we simply type cc and then file name.c. That will run. But it is not like that. You cannot do that much easier way when it is an embedded system. Right now. So if you are having such a system in that your software and hardware are tightly coupled, they don't require any intermediary influencers. If that is the case, such a system is called as embedded system.